Hey everyone, and welcome back to Mars Gardening Kitchen. If you're new here, my name is Mari and I'm gardening in Queens, New York, and this is considered Zone 7B. Today I just wanted to give you an update about how the plants did with this cold snap that we had earlier in the week here in New York City. Like on Sunday, Monday and Tuesday we had freezing temperatures, and I covered the garden to make sure that I protect the plants. Those are all cold hardy plants, so they are able to sustain some very cold temperatures, but covering them just makes them suffer a little less. I have uncovered most of the garden already. We also had some rain yesterday, so the garden is actually looking really good. I want to show you some things in the green stock did have some frost damage, so I want to make sure to show you that, but they are all uncovered already. The green stalks are these vertical planters that I have in here. I have 3 of them, those 2 and another one right there. I have a cover that I could fit 2 of them in it. If you're curious to see how the cover looks like, I'm going to link a video that you can see me preparing the garden for frost that we had in the winter before a big snowstorm. And that one over there, I actually covered with a greenhouse cover that I had extra because I don't have a 3rd cover for the green stock. But let's start with the raised beds because they stayed covered until just right now before I start filming this video. So let's take a look how they look inside. As you can see, not much damage happened. Maybe this one here has this leaf. This one doesn't look very good. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish that off and put in the compost. And this guy here, because it stayed covered for so long, and this is where the end of my frost cover gets in the hoops, it kind of turned to the side, but it's looking pretty healthy otherwise. I hope it will pick back upward with the sun in the next few days. This here has a little bit of yellow leaf. I'm going to take that out too. Yeah, and something very interesting. See this one? It looks like an animal was able to get in here anyway under the frost cover, and he dug a hole here and then kind of got dirt all over this cabbage on this side. Now I do have some cats that visit this backyard, that's why I have this in here, just to prevent the digging, and also that while I am not ready to plant yet. But sometimes I just can't help it. Looks like they will find a way, so I'm now debating if you should be growing this Napa cabbage in there. Since it's contaminated with anything, I don't want to be eating that, so I might actually take that off the raised beds, which is okay because check out how this Napa cabbage is doing here in the green stock. Much bigger than the ones there. Even though they started it at the same time, these green stalks get a lot more sun, so everything here is doing much better than the ones in the raised bed. Everyone in the green stalk look like got very little damage or no damage at all. This guy here, can see there is a broken leaf. I think it was kind of windy, maybe the cover kept going on it, so I'm gonna remove that, but this is looking really good, so we can save this to eat. And the strawberry looks like took a little bit, and you see how the leaves are all brown in the edges in here, so I think that's was from the frost. Maybe I did plant too early. It's my first time planting strawberry, but I can see here in the middle they have a lot of new growth, and there's even a flower in here. So just going to trim out all of these damaged leaves and leave all of those new leaves out there to get a chance to pick back up. Up here, nothing. Even these little seedlings are doing fine. The sorrel here look like got a little brown. Some of the leaves are looking a little sad, but again, I'm just gonna, after this video, I'm just gonna come over and trim them a little bit. And this is strawberry here, also look like got a little, you can see some of that. Yeah, they're not looking super healthy, but again, lots of new healthy growth inside, so that's a good sign. Let me take this out so you can see better. Take that cover out. A lot of new growth here, so I think everything's gonna be okay. So trim that out later. If you have an experience growing strawberries, let me know in the comment down below. How is your experience with frost? And bok choy here, doing fine. Mint really picking back up now. Some more bok choy, looking very healthy. Didn't seem to mind the cold at all. This is from before. I think got a little sunburn here. Didn't acclimate that properly, probably. And there's a calendula in there. It's doing great too. Some beets in there. This kale is also doing really good. Same again. I'm gonna turn this spot. Didn't seem to mind the frost at all. Now there's things in here. There's a cauliflower that overwintered. It's growing kind of picking up the growth now, and also didn't seem to mind much. This Napa cabbage here looked like it had some damage on the lower leaves again, so I'm gonna go ahead and also pick that off. The peas are not very happy. They look a little damaged and burned, and they're kind of droopy still, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with this peas, but there are some more peas germinating there, so that's good. And here is spinach, also very nice and plump. Didn't seem to mind at all the cold. Now let's take a look at the green stalk that's up here on my porch with all of my lettuce and some Asian greens too. Yeah, as you can see, everyone is doing really good. There is a little damage too, but also I think it's from the cover touching it. Oh, it's a helicopter. So I think this is mostly because also most have got stuck or look like got folded, maybe from the cover that I put. I harvested some of this chives actually before the frost. I can show you a little clip of the harvest right here. I got a few kale leaves and flowers too. You can see that the bok choy is not here anymore. And these populated bok choys are doing great. Again, very minimal damage, which I don't even think. Yeah, this guy, it's a little bent here, but I don't even know if it's from the cold. This guy looks a little burnt here. Just gonna take the outer leaves out. This one you can really see this little frost damage here. Again, if you just pick these out, they will grow back just fine. Just take out the leaf that's kind of damaged so the plant doesn't spend any energy trying to repair it. Just focus on the new growth. And then same with this one here, got a little damage on this side. Should be taking these out a lot after the video so it doesn't get too long, so I'll do that later. But it's very incredible. I'm very excited to see how well these plants actually hold through the cold. The chives here are huge on this side. This here, they are overwintered lettuce. I am thinking, because it's curling like this and my go to seed is a little bit bigger than everyone else, so it had a little bit more damage in the outer leaves than the smaller lettuces. So I'm also gonna come here and take that out. Same with this one here. Take some more of these leaves and see if I give it a better chance to maybe surviving. And spinach in there looking really good. Spinach really likes the cold, it seems. The leaves look so healthy. There's some pansies in here that did fine. Now over here I didn't cover these at all. Those two are not covered, and that thing was not covered. They were just left to the weather, and everybody kind of did fine. Doesn't even seem like it had a frost or anything. But this lettuce here still has one leaf standing up. These other two leaves here, they just disintegrated, I guess, with the cold, but that is still alive, which is good. Here's just some trimmings that I put in here to compost in place from the green stalk before I covered. And there's some more lettuce here. This guy's looking really good. That one not so. There's still some new growth in the middle and some dead leaf in here, so I think it'll pick back up. Some of the radishes are looking a little not so healthy, so I don't know if they're gonna make it. If not, I'll just plant another round. Pansies here are looking really good. Some of the flowers that were open already got damaged. The other one there, which I'm gonna deadhead it, so it will keep producing some more flowers. It's all gonna go in the compost. And but there's a brand new flower here that opened after the frost and just looking gorgeous. So doing good. So even though zero frost protection, even though it doesn't look like it was a big deal, the temperatures actually really got really low. I think one day we hit 25, which I'm gonna put how much is in Celsius right here in the screen. I don't know right now, but 25 it's below zero, and then I think 26 the next day, and then below 30 I think the third day as well. So did get really cold. Below 28 can do some damage in some plants, but all of the ones that I have here are really frost hardy, so they all did really good. I'm very impressed. But let me show you something. Look what a cold snap can do to tender plants. These plants here were in my house. They were overwintering inside my house. They were outside last year and they were overwintering. I put them out here when it was warm the week before to start acclimating them, and guess what? Completely forgot to put them back in before the cold snap, and this happened. They just died. You can see the huge difference of how these look here. They are tropical plants, you know, tender plants. Like you see, they like the warm weather, and all that greenery all around from the cold hardy plants that actually are adapted to the cool weather. So it's kind of cool to see that you need to know what plants you like, what temperatures, and when to plant what. It's very important, and what to leave out or not. But where I'm really happy. Unfortunately, I was kind of sad about this because I love tea leaves. Makes me think of the time I lived in Hawaii. So, but I'm gonna put this in the compost, and nothing I can do right now. They are dead, and I'm going to just reuse these pots for something else. I also garden at a plot garden that belongs to a neighbor, and he lets me garden there. It's a lot of space. I'm gonna go ahead and go there now and show you how everything looks. I have not gone there since Sunday, before I went there, took over, so really no clue how things are doing on that side. It's a bit harder there because I'm not keeping an eye on it every day. So let's see how everything's looking. The plot looks a little bit like a mess now because I have a lot of things going on. I have some wire here to prevent the squirrels from digging this area because I want to plant some stuff in here, some flowers. I had this wire, so I was like, might as well just use it, this chicken wire. This side here, just planted some cover crops. I put some clover. I hope it will take. I'm not sure yet. Those are beds from last year, all dug up. You can see what the squirrels are doing here. And what we came here for, the covered bags. I tried to cover them tight, but you can see how the wind actually affects them. So let's see how they're doing. I actually did try to be a bit more diligent with this one, and I tucked the cover under the cardboards there here. Oh, okay. It's looking fine. Alright. Alright, so not as nice as the ones in my backyard, but still not too bad. They are alive. That's a good thing. So you can see here that they're turning a little purple. I think they did get a little cold here, but I think they'll recover just fine. Let's see this guy here. I don't know, it looks like actually got nibbled by something. Maybe something also entered when it was able to go under here. But this calendula has a bit of frost damage on the edge too, but other than that, all the other leaves look really good, so I'm just going to pinch this off. Scale is looking good. This scale here has another kind of dead-ish leaf, so I'm taking that out too, and I'm gonna take it right under the cardboard here to compost in place. But overall I'm pretty happy, I guess. Let's take a look at everyone else. Alright, this scale here looked like got a lot more damage. See how this leaf looks. So we're gonna, not kale, this is a broccoli, I'm sorry. We're gonna take that out too. And this other leaf doesn't look that great. Let's take it all out. I only leave the healthy ones there. This is the Calabrese Broccoli. This calendula is looking a bit more beat down. Maybe the frost cover kind of touched them, since the leaves kind of look broken compared to the other one. And back here, again, this broccoli looking a little shy. They have been undercover for a long time, for a few days now, almost a week, so they could have suffered a bit more. Yeah, so it looks like this guy's got a little bit more damage, maybe because they're newly transplanted too, I'm not sure, but I think it's still okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and trim those leaves after and take a look at this thing. Oh! Alright, so someone definitely went in here. You see this? Just dropped on the ground. It's probably right here because I have a tag. And there's a little stump in here, so it means someone did get here, knock off that broccoli and just threw in here. Not nice. And I think I'm missing more. Oh yeah, another one. Man, why did they do that? At least eat it. Alright, another one here got totally chewed off and moved to that side, interestingly enough. So I shouldn't have been touching this because I don't know if it was a rat or not, but oh well. Those two are down. Apparently they left the calendula alone, but it does look like there's some digging in there or something. Hopefully it's not living underneath this, so I have to check later. Yeah, this broccoli here also got pretty damaged. Did not like the cold very much. The worst of everyone probably. We take the leaves off and let's just see how it does. If it doesn't make it, it's fine. I have lots of seedlings. I can just plant something else in here, but oh well, it would be nice if they all did well. Overall, I'm pretty happy. I hope they will recover fine. And on this side here, it's not looking very nice because it has this tarp with weights on top so it doesn't blow away What I'm trying to do here is trying to kill the weeds. You can see there's already weeds coming off of it. I put some cover crops here last year. I actually planted some peas in here as a little nitrogen fixing crop, and if you're curious I can link the video to that from last year as well. But they had been killed by the frost during the winter. I planted them in the fall. And I noticed when I came here much earlier that the weeds were already growing everywhere. So I decided to put this in here to try to suppress the weeds. So let's see how everything's looking under there. But a very good way to, because this, it's been really windy lately. But let's take a look. I was scared that something's gonna come off. Okay, so yeah, I guess most of the things look dead. On the edges, there's definitely some green, but I guess it's working. There's also some fall leaves that I put in there to be little food for the soil. But that's why this kind of looks not super proud, not super nice and neat like it was last year. But I still have work to do here. You can see that these beds here look much nicer. What I did, I laid some landscape fabric underneath, some cardboard, and some compost in here, and some mulch on the side here so we can walk through these paths. And I planted something over. It's looking like there's not enough compost because I can see the cardboard in there. So I'm gonna make sure to add some more compost to these beds. And when I planted this, I actually dug pretty hard to try to go through this and the landscape fabric. When I felt that I punctured, then I planted them because I wanted to make sure their roots had access to the soil that's under. It was not just going the surface over there. But I hope that the whole garden can look like this very soon. That would be very nice. I already started this bed here. It's the reason why I put this screen is just so squirrels or things don't come and dig it. Obviously they can go under, but just make their life a little harder. But this here also is going to be a no dig bed that I am gonna plant things on it, but that will look much nicer once I have everything kind of settled. And over here too, I started some in there, but here, because I only have this much tarp, if I had more I would have put in the whole thing, but this is what I had. I tried to work what I have, so I'm not buying new things this year. So that's what I'm gonna kind of see. The strip beds are covered. Let's see if that's gonna make a big difference with the weed this year. And I still plan to do cardboard, take the tarp off, obviously, because I want some, water to go there. Then we're gonna do some cardboard in there, compost as well. I don't have any more landscape fabric. All the landscape fabric that I had, I used. So there's some in here underneath this side. I just used on this side because it was the first I was doing, and the rest of it you've seen in my raised bed in my backyard. It's laying there to protect from the cats. But I don't have any more, and I'm not gonna buy more. So this side here, we're gonna put just cardboard that I can get for free, some compost. So we'll see if she's gonna have a big difference from this side to this side once the season goes through. And here there's nothing yet. That's what I had to deal with last year. The weeds are just taking over everywhere. I'm not against weeds, there's good weeds too, but I don't know what plants those are. If anybody knows, actually let me know. I'm not very good with the white plants here. So if anybody knows what this is, if there's any uses for it, I'm happy to learn. I like to learn about foraging and all of that too. So let me know if there's any use. Otherwise, I am going to probably try just to cover it to suppress the growth a bit so the vegetables can do well here. This here is a peach tree that did not produce last year. I don't know why. Also, I'm not really good at fruit trees, trying to learn more this year. It is waking up. So you can see that's getting some buds. There's some flower buds, not everywhere. So I'm not sure if that's also part of the problem. But it's looking much bigger and healthier than last year was. So hopefully this year we might have some peaches. Here we have a fig tree that my neighbor, the owner of this plot, has already pruned. So we got a lot of figs from this last year, but he had most of it. I didn't even harvest much. I left it for him. But it's not looking like it's waking up yet, but I know it's probably gonna do well. And the grapevine that's in here also has been pruned. Neighbor Mike pruned everything, so it's looking pretty good. Just giving some light, some space for these perennials here to have a chance to grow. So I already have some, sorry about my accent, I can never pronounce their name right. They're pretty beautiful right now. This was all here before I started planting the spot, which was just last year. It's pretty great that they just come back, and I think it's peak of season for them now. There are also a couple roses in here that looks like it also has been pruned, It's been cut this here and this one here. They did produce roses last year, the red roses, and it was pretty. So it also looks like it's starting to wake up. See the little bud there? So hopefully it will wake up and do well this year too, just for beauty. We don't cut this rose off or anything, just so it looks nice. And that's it for today. We finally have some sunshine now. I have to get on and get going with my day, but just wanted to come here and show you guys a little update on how everything did, and I'm very happy that most of them did mostly good, and I'm hoping that those guys here in the pot will pick up and do well too. So I'll make sure to keep posting some updates on that too. Thank you so much for watching today. Don't forget to like this video if you can, and subscribe to the channel if you're not yet and you're curious to see how all this space is going to do through the growing season. I still have one more place that I can garden at. It's the front yard of my building. My landlord lets me garden there too. And if you're curious to see how this all looked last year, you can just take a look at this video that's gonna pop out right here. This was in August, and that's when most of the things were growing well. This year, hopefully it's gonna be better. I've learned a lot of things, so I'm very excited for this growing season. Thank you so much again. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you next time.